Hello there everybody, it is me XfreezerBunny, or should I say, hello there classmate. Either way, welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build, and welcome finally to a very highly requested rebuild of the Copperdale High School. So today we are rebuilding the Copperdale High School from scratch, and we're doing it in kind of like more of my personal aesthetic, which is something that's a little bit more historical, something that's a little bit more traditional, and I would say something that reminds me of a lot of the media, coming of age media, that I personally liked. Now that I brought that up, I am also doing a giveaway for high school years, and I want you guys to let me know in the comments what your favorite coming of age media is. Could be a series, could be a movie, could be a book, or it could be a video game. One of my favorites is Life is Strange, and I would actually say that this build is like heavily inspired by Blackwell Academy from Life is Strange, and I actually called this Arcadia High because, you know, the world they live in Life is Strange is called Arcadia Bay, so that's kind of like a little Easter egg. Not really an Easter egg anymore now that I mention it, but yep, all of the details for the giveaway will be in a pinned comment in the description, so please make sure you read that first. And if you have any questions, you are always welcome to ask me in the comments as well. The winner will be chosen randomly, and I will be giving away one PC code, and the giveaway is also open worldwide as well. Anyway, for this build, like I said, I wanted to go for something that's more traditional. I really wanted like this red brick school aesthetic, and I'm not sure what style I'm gonna call this. Basically, it's like this North American early 1900s school building, so I kind of want to call it like Jacobean Revival meets Art Deco, because there are some Art Deco elements to this build. Like if you see that clock tower, it does have some Art Deco elements, but also some Jacobean Revival aspects as well. Now, for those of you who have seen the show Sex Education, you'd probably notice some similar details. And I gotta say, I was heavily inspired by the school from that show as well as the school from Riverdale. Not necessarily because it has a clock tower, because the school in Riverdale doesn't, but kind of like the overall aesthetic and vibe was definitely inspired by Riverdale as well. And of course, most of the school was inspired by Blackwell Academy, so this is basically like just me recreating Blackwell Academy, because that school was just so perfect in capturing everything I wanted to see in a school for a story about coming of age. Because I feel like this pack is all about that coming of age aesthetic, coming of age drama, and we love to see it. I have actually finally done some gameplay after, you know, literally 84 years of working on this pack. I finally sent one of my teenagers to school, and it's been really fun actually. It reminds me a lot of the active careers, which is one of my favorite aspects that The Sims 4 has introduced. So I made sure to make this school functional. So that's why the school turned out being absolutely massive. It doesn't come across that well on video, but this school is absolutely huge. But that's mainly because I wanted to make space for all of the rooms that you need to have for the school to be functional. Now, the school actually doesn't need a lot of rooms to be functional, but I also wanted to incorporate some extra spaces in there as well. And I think I'm going to be talking more about that in depth in the next video for this two-part build. Yes, this is only going to be the exterior building, planning and landscaping part of this build because I literally did not have time to work on this build. I literally like spent 2 days working on this, and I'm just so excited to get this out for you guys that I'm putting this out even before I finish the build itself. But I feel like with what I have so far, it's more than enough to keep you guys entertained and maybe to keep you guys interested in high school years, because honestly, this is like one of my favorite expansion packs like ever. High school years is everything I wanted from university. I feel like university had a lot of good stuff going for it, but ultimately the gameplay to me fell a little bit flat because it relied so heavily on rabbit hole interactions. And luckily, this isn't that. We actually get to see our Sims go to class. We get to see them go to prom. And I'm so excited because I want to build a gym as well. This is everything I've ever wanted. And if you guys know me, you would know that throughout the course of my channel's history, I have built numerous schools. In fact, some of the most viewed videos on the channel are school builds. So finding out that I was going to be involved for such a pack was just an absolute dream come true, and I'm still pinching myself actually. Anyway, I'm really excited to know what you guys think of the pack now that it's officially out. I've been absolutely loving it so far, and yeah, can't wait to do more of this build actually. So I gotta get this voiceover done because I need to finish furnishing this for you guys so that we can all send our Sims in here. But gameplay wise, I would say high school years is pretty solid. I had a really good time in school, and I would say it captures a lot of that teenage vibes. You know, it's funny because on my first day of school I saw like some people like protesting on the hallway. It's really funny. So that's pretty cool. I like how it still kept that, you know, Sims humor that we all know and love. So yeah, pretty awesome so far. And of course, Copperdale in and of itself is absolutely stunning. I'm not just saying that because I built some of the official lots for Copperdale. Copperdale is just absolutely stunning. And like I said, it reminds me so much of Arcadia Bay. And yeah, really happy that I can, you know, bring a little bit of that Life is Strange aesthetic to The Sims. I was gonna do it anyway, but I feel like Copperdale is just a perfect setting for that. Anyway, right now we're actually working on a ramp entrance. Now this is something that means a lot to me because inclusivity is something that is so important to me, which is why whenever I do these like big public buildings, I always make sure to include a ramp entrance. So yeah, I actually really wanted this opportunity to talk about my personal high school experience, but I think I'm gonna save it for the next video because we are literally running out of time. So yeah, for this pack I actually got to use mostly base game, and 1 or 2 other packs. I definitely used werewolves in this because I just needed to use the debug trees and plants from werewolves. You guys know how obsessed I am with those, and those railings as well from werewolves are so perfect for this kind of aesthetic. I'm pretty sure I also used university as well. Kind of a no-brainer. I feel like university and high school years goes really well together because it has kind of like that campus vibe in general. And also Get to Work. Get to Work is one of my favorite expansion packs, and it saddens me so much that it's so underrated because I feel like it's the expansion pack that most people don't have, but Get to Work is just so good. It has so many like items that fit perfectly with this kind of institutional structures. Really loved using Get to Work for my school builds especially, and also gameplay wise actually Get to Work is pretty solid because I love active careers. I love playing with active careers. And I also use Snowy Escape and Cottage Living. Those packs, I only really use like 1 or 2 things. I'm pretty sure for Snowy Escape, I only really used a window. And for Cottage Living, I used some debug plants because I think Cottage Living has the best debug plants in my opinion. Those flagpoles, by the way, are from Get to Work. Those fit in so well with this pack. And I'm also using some signs from the pack and also that little rug object, which has the school emblem. I put it in front of the school. I initially put that little podium type thing for a sculpture of the school mascot, the little Womp Womp. I forgot their name, but they're so cute. But unfortunately, I didn't think the mascot fit in with that area, so I just ended up using a rug, putting it on like a round foundation and making it kind of like a school emblem type of thing. Also, I don't know if this is a thing for you guys in your country, but where I'm from, I believe all institutional buildings are required to have flagpoles in front, so I made sure to put flagpoles in front of the school as well. As you can see, the floor plan for this build gets reworked from time to time simply because as I was working on the exterior, some adjustments had to be made on the interior as well. And I think most of the time I spent building this was actually just working on the floor plan because I really wanted to get it right. Wanted it to feel like a school, but at the same time I also wanted it to be functional with this pack's gameplay. But right now we're doing some terrain painting. I just did my best to match the terrain painting with what the world looks like, and I'm really happy. Pretty subtle, but I think it makes a difference. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this earlier, but this is a vanilla build, so I didn't use as many cheats and I didn't use any mods as well. Usually I would use the tool mod and the red shelf, but I didn't use any of those for this build, mainly because, like I said earlier, I want this to be a functional school, so you wouldn't have to experience any glitches or any of the sims getting stuck and stuff like that. I made sure to space things out similar to how EA spaced their default school. So there's a lot of space in between items and there's a lot of space for the sims to move in pretty much. I just love this landscaping part in front of the school. This area is heavily inspired by Life is Strange. I envision students to kind of hang out here after school. And yeah, I just really love this open space, and here you can have a taste of what landscaping looks like for this build. I just kept it really simple, kind of effortless, a little bit overgrown because I did want this to feel like an old school, but also kind of like a place where you would see kids hang out. I might actually even throw in like a cheer mat in there or something. So yeah, I really enjoyed using some of the new grasses from high school years because you guys know I love just the naturalistic landscaping and I'm living for the grasses. Anyway, I'm also doing some nighttime lighting here, which is something that I don't usually show off in my builds, but I just really loved how this ended up looking, which is why I decided to show it off to you guys as well. So I'm really happy with how the exterior lighting looks so far. I think it really highlights the best aspects of this build. And yeah, I hope you all enjoyed it as well, because it looks like that is going to be it for this build actually. So yeah, please watch out for part 2. That should come out really soon. And once part 2 comes out, I will also be sharing the slot on the gallery as well. So that's pretty exciting. And once again, if you want to join the giveaway, please make sure you read the pinned comment of this video. But I think that's going to be it for this build. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. You all have an awesome day. Enjoy the rest of the video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.